All right. Everything's working. That's impressive. What's going on, guys? It's a Sunday live stream. Oh, I don't have anybody in the chat yet. What is that all about? Hold on, I gotta turn off autofocus, so that's gonna drive me nuts. So, it's Sunday, and haven't done a real live stream in a while. I guess I did the live in the kitchen episode last week, but you know, it is what it is. But I've done a good Sunday evening live stream in a bit. So hopefully it's good. Mr. Rodimus13 is here. I know he's busy working on the comic. So he'll probably just be listening, not so much talking. But it's all good. But yeah, I just felt like doing a live stream. We've been cleaning all day. Got the living room, kitchen, bathroom, all the laundry done. We had so much laundry. It's kind of ridiculous. So the only real room in the house that's not clean is this one. Of course. All right, we got Chevelle 4x4. What's up, Jack of Blades? What up, Carl? What's going on? So, virtually everybody has been playing the new Gundam game on mobile, including myself. But to the point that I'm basically like maxed out at this point. I've finished all the missions up until the free missions. So right now I'm going through the last bit of the level 6 free missions. Or whatever you want to call that, and then I'll start on all the hard ones. I already started on the first one, but the game is so short for right now. Who Are You comic? I like that. Got both of them watching. But yeah, I'm caught up on the game, so I'm not really making a whole lot of advancements. I'm just trying to clear levels at this point until the 00 stuff hits, because you guys know that's what I'm gonna go for, is all the 00 stuff. And if you go into anything that sorts the parts out, you can see the 00 is already an option in there, where I don't think it was even like yesterday. So they're going up for that. I think that event starts on the 6th. So, but I did want to ask, since so many people are playing the game, if there's anyone who, you know, needs any tips or anything that maybe I figured out, who's just kind of starting in the game. Because I figured out even more stuff like in the last couple of days that I don't even think tutorials necessarily covered. Even though there is like a whole guide in the thing, nobody wants to read. They just want to be told or shown. By the way, I'm drinking a really nice beer here, Heller High Watermelon from 21st Amendment. I didn't know we had finally gotten these guys in Texas. It's a really nice watermelon wheat beer. Really good for summer. So there's a mobile. Yes, there is a mobile Gundam game. Though why I can't think of the name of it. I know technically speaking, it's a Gundam Breaker game. I think it's just Gundam Breaker Gundam War or Gunpla Wars or something like that. Gunpla Warriors. Oh, Gundam Battle Gunpla Warfare. I don't care what the name is. I just play the game. But basically, it's just like Gundam Breaker, where you can build your own custom Gunpla, stuff like that, based off of other things. But it seems to be a simplified version. You can't do like major customizations. Like there's not really any scratch building. There's just part replacing, stuff like that. And it was a free game. I actually registered for it ahead of time. If you did, you ended up getting some cool stuff ahead of time, like regular, like all Grandpa, and you get the Grandpa by itself, along with Amuro and I believe Wing Gundam parts. Not the whole thing, just parts of it. Because I don't have a complete Wing Gundam yet. Yes, that. So yeah, it's a fun game. It's addictive. I haven't even played my Star Trek Timelines in 3 days since the game started. Which usually that's a daily, if not hourly game for me, because I'm a big Star Trek nerd. But no, the game's been fun. I just need to get more capsules, which means I need more Haro chips. Which, if you run out of missions, there's not a good way to get Haro chips. So guys, I did post my friend code, or my friend ID, or whatever you want to call it, in the community tab here on the YouTubes, and also on the Facebook. So if you're playing the game, go ahead and add me on there. I'm nowhere near the 100-person limit. And also, if you're unaware, if you go into the capsules, there's a whole friend points thing down at the bottom. So you get daily like friend point rewards. So you can get a lot of free parts and not cost you any money other than having people. The game won't work for you. I'm sorry. Have you tried turning it on light mode? because it seems to be that was one of the big glitches. If you have an older phone or certain operating systems, if you turn it into light mode, it should work. It's a little overtaxing for older phones if you're playing it at full power, which I don't even play it at full power. I play it in light mode, because that way it doesn't like drain my battery like crazy. It's just a fun game. I'm glad it's not based off a lot of things. Why is my phone? Oh, ton of news alerts today. Obviously, if anybody has heard the news at all with the shootings that went down, that was crazy. I haven't seen the details, but I know that stuff went down, so it's not good. But either way, if your game is not working for you, just make sure you check your settings on it, because it may just be that you're not in light mode, and otherwise, I don't know what to do about that. They did send a lot of updates and stuff through talking about errors and glitches and stuff like that. So I saw that part. I made a 3D model of the ball fisheye, fully articulated model ready to be printed out. That's awesome. Send me one. I like the fisheye. That's one we'll never get. Oh, it could be. Well, yeah, if it's an S5, I don't know that it'll work. I think of an S6. I've yet to try it on my old phone, but I don't think I have Play Store on it. I might still be able to get apps. But let's see here. Just talking about it. Buy another battery. Maximum power. Okay, see, like, you get an expedition record, or you log in after a while. Relief Gunpla uses. So if you use other people's Gunpla that, you're friends with whenever you're doing missions, you get points. So I got 600 friend points for that. That's just been so far. That's since the last time I logged in. Let's see. Ooh, somebody friended me. Let's see who it is. Let's see who friended me. Maximum power. Come on. By the way, the game is a bit slow if you're not on Wi-Fi. I don't believe it's entirely internet-based, but it definitely has some aspects that have to be on the internet. Let's see. Followers. Let's see, I got Oreo Hero, whoever that is, and Ryzern. I know Ryzern. And that guy. Hey, that guy's new. I just picked up another one. Cool. So usually if you follow me, I'll follow you back, because we need all the friends we can get. It would be cool if you actually got experience in that mode. Friend points are, like I was just saying earlier, if you say you go to your capsule prizes, and you scroll down, you get friend point capsules down there at the base. And currently I've got a lot. So you get one free a day, or a 110 free capsule, so to speak, a day. Otherwise, it's 2,000. So I've got 6,400 friend points. So let's just do a tenner real quick and see what happens. Look, you can actually get the Artemis through this. So Gundam Artemis can be gotten through the friend thingy. Let's see here, Gundam EZ8 2.0. I'm hoping they eventually do one of those, but we really need a revive ground type, or well, not the ground type, EZ8, which we hadn't gotten despite all of the ones from last time. Reese, what's going on? I'm going over the game real quick for those who haven't seen how to use friend points. Okay, so it's the same thing as using normal points. You just say, okay, I'll do that. Which, by the way, I have exceeded my my items box like repeatedly, like my parts box. Okay, so it looks like this. So you got a little bit of a box there. It does the thing. It's nowhere near as cool as the other stuff. It just pops up with all the stuff you get. So let's see here. I got Beam Tomahawk, Jugo, Gym 3, Body Part, Dryzen. I've gotten a ton of Dryzen parts. I have to keep getting rid of them. Goof, Gun Cannon, Mobile Worker, Goog, Mobile Worker, Gym Command, Space Type. Basically, it gives you a whole lot of basic stuff. Do you want the RV79M Ball Type M? Was that the Mine Layer one? I like the Mine. We talked about it during Balls for Balls. The different types of ball kits we never got. The Type M is interesting. Okay, let's see what we got here. Ooh, I got Stark Jagan parts. I got Gyan Head. Nice. Okay, so, friend points work the same way, but you can get stuff without having to have haro chips. So if you're interested on that, Fatal Striker, what's up, buddy? Waiting on MG Camphor 2.0. That would be cool. I don't know why they haven't done a Camphor 2.0. I mean, it could be based a lot similarly on the. Okay, I'm going to roll one more time. I'm not going to just play the game the whole time. There it goes. Oh, parts box has been exceeded. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I got more Jugo. Jago. I don't know how to actually pronounce that damn thing. The thing with the trunk and the giant fingers. I don't know what that is. Excuse me. But basically, you end up getting a lot of fodder for cashing out or upgrading parts. If you're going to use parts to upgrade other parts, if you don't actually have money, that's a good way to do it as well. I will send you pictures of them. You can send them all you like. No, but I'm pretty sure I know what the ball type M is. It had the big mine laying thingies coming out the side. Seen the new pics of Barbatos. Yes, I shared them. I thought the other day, or I shared the Twitter post. I thought, but yeah, right now I don't have enough. I don't have enough chips to actually get anything right now. Actually, my EN is low. Which, by the way, for anybody who keeps running out of energy, give me a second here. I'm claiming prizes. Even though I can't claim all of them, this is just parts. Capsule prize surplus. These are all surplus. I basically couldn't take any of this stuff in. So if you go to the bottom thingy, if you go to shop, if you are out of in and you don't know how to get any more, you literally get buy in. And you get recovery things as you play, and that's how you choose them. So you get 10%, 50%, and then buy them for 100 chips. If you have a buttload of chips, you can fully redo your thing for that. If you did not know that, I think a lot of people were having issues with that, and they're like, I can't do anything, I'm stuck. But for now, I'm going to close that down. I consider actually doing a short series explaining a lot of the stuff in the game, and maybe even doing gameplay videos. Sith Lord Hector. With level 41. What do you mean? HG. Sith Lord Hector. Oh, am I level 41? Sure, I guess. I don't remember what I've... Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been playing constantly. And, you know, if you have a pretty powerful Gunpla from the get-go, which I ended up getting new Gundam parts, like, right off the bat. I don't know if everybody else did. So my first Gunpla started mostly with new Gundam parts, and then I basically have built an entire new Gundam, and that's what I started with. So that's oh, that's you, Hector. Wait, is that the Hector I know? No, you had a different name on here. Either way, it doesn't matter. Yes, I've seen pictures of MG Barbatos. I've seen the broke down images. So yeah, the Shoki new, as it were. And by the way, if you don't know how to get extra paint jobs and stuff like that, you got to go into collections. So that's my main Gunpla there. It's the only time I'm using any kind of G Gundam parts on anything, because I like the rose bits combined with the fin funnels. Makes for some good long range attacks. But yeah, I've got a full roster for the most part. That's another thing you need to do. Make sure you load up on all the Gunpla you can, because it makes sense. Oh, I guess you just added me, huh? Okay. And I like the ability to paint. That's kind of fun. It sucks when you're stuck with just the stuff at the beginning. But speaking of custom Gunpla, let's talk about the guy down there in the bottom corner. The whole reason this thing, I kind of wanted to talk about it. So the local type, the custom local type video from Friday, which has done actually fairly well. I didn't expect it to get as many views. Given the trend lately of my videos basically not getting a whole lot of views, it's very interesting that even though I shared it in like a number of groups, a lot of people have seen it, and a lot of thumbs up, a lot of nice comments, depending on if it's pictures or if it's the actual video. So I wanted to open it up. If you guys had any questions about it, I'm going to very carefully reach over here. And of course, Reese, the future owner of this guy, technically speaking, is of course in the chat. Actually looks good on this camera. So if you hadn't seen it for some reason, go back and watch the full reveal video where I talk about a lot of it on in the video. One thing we did neglect was the backpack. There's not a whole lot different except for adding the new verniers and of course the custom axe. And people were asking questions about things like that in comments. So, but if you've got any other questions about it, then go ahead and ask. I will be posting the build log pictures at least. I don't think I'll ever edit out the full video. I was doing video logs for the build log as I was going, but realistically, I did video logs for nearly a year and a half. I don't feel like combing through all of that footage and putting it all together, whereas I can upload 400 pictures, that's a different story. But yeah, if you have any thoughts or questions, by all means, it's here. I know Reese is excited. He didn't sound excited in the video. I'm just kidding. The biggest problem with that whole thing, and I'm still not sure how this happened. I know what happened, I just don't know how it happened. So I mentioned in the video that after we did the fake reveal and came back and I put the box in front of it again, we come back and I said, well, it's our second time running through it. We did like the entire thing, like the full reveal, all that stuff, talked through all of it, basically did the entire review, and then I realized when I went to hit stop, it wasn't recording, it was paused. So I paused it in the break, and then it never got restarted. Like, I know I tapped the screen, I know I hit play or record rather, and it just didn't, it just ignored me. So that's how we ended up having to shoot the whole thing over again. But the reaction that you guys hear from him is his original reaction. So I was recording his audio on the computer, but none of my audio was captured. So yeah, that sucked. That sucked a lot, but it is what it is. I am not seeing any other action in the buying 2 items 5x in the shop using plat. Yes, I got that actually. I just used the plat coins earlier. That was one of the things that I discovered. I knew I had them, I just didn't know what they were for, and I almost sold the coins just to get some more whatever. Can't think of a thing. But how did I get the red glass in the torso? Hold on. Okay, so this is something you'll see in pictures, and I'm gonna actually do do all the captions and stuff. Okay, so the windows in the chest are actually clear plastic. Just for instance, would hold a toy in the packaging, and all I did was cut it out. Cut it to shape because it's a very unique kind of rhomboid shape there, and I painted it. Did I paint both sides? I think I painted both sides. No, just the one. I only painted the one side with clear Tamiya red, and then I've actually got them. I designed the chest to have slits, so there was just the gap of basically just enough for that plastic to slide the windshields in from underneath, and it's something I covered the first go around in the video. So if you look right here, right there, right underneath that side of the chest, there's just enough of a gap to slide the windows in place. Though luckily, I looked at it right before I reinserted them, and I ended up trimming just a little bit off, and it ended up being the exact dimensions. So, and it's just a snug fit, so they're not going to fall out. That was my original intention. I thought they were going to fall out, and I was going to have to glue another strip underneath it to retain them, but no. Like the effect on the smokestacks, yeah, where I actually did the weathering to yeah, I don't know if you can actually see it better than you could before, but yeah, the weathering on the top of the smokestacks, like they're used. Yes, I did the weathering the same way I do all my weathering. So if you've seen any of my videos where I've talked about my my weathering using the Tamiya weathering kit, stuff like that. So this guy's been brushed with mostly soot, but some gunmetal. Like the weapons, for instance, were done the same way I generally do weapons. Same thing with a gun. If I've talked about it before, it's the same way. Matte black rubbed down with gunmetal or silver, just depending. on the part, and then then dry brushed everywhere. He's got a little bit of dirt and stuff on him, which you'll be able to see a lot more when you get it in hand, Reese. Um, hopefully sooner than later. I'm so worried about shipping it across the ocean, if I'm honest. It's like that's the scariest thought. I'm gonna pack it insanely well, both in its box and then in a box. I'm gonna might end up triple packing it, if I'm honest, just to be super safe. Um, this one I did top coat, Carl. Normally I don't. You're right, but in this case I did because I wanted it to have a better finish. That's where I actually bought that. If you go back to the Busted Horror review, I think it was, or build log / review, or the how-to video to how to weather stuff video I did with Rodimus. I talked about the expensive clear coat that I had, and that was what I used. So he does have Mr. Color super premium. I think it's premium semi-gloss. So I like semi-gloss stuff. I don't like full-on flat. I don't like super glossy. I like somewhere in between. But the windshields are glossy because they're supposed to be glass. It's not a perfect finish, but it's a nice finish. And also I did want to seal the weathering. So he does have clear coat on everything except for the wheels. The wheels are the only thing that are not clear coated because I wanted them to have a different look. I'm getting better at top coating. I just don't like doing it, you know. But once again, airbrushing it a different story. UV type? No. It was their premium top coat, the green can stuff, not the blue can. I usually use the blue can, which is fine. I wanted the better stuff, so to speak. Shipping should be okay because I had to get some kits from the U.S. when out there and it turned out okay. Yeah. I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about, unless I don't think you mean the cost. Just being safe. I'm sure it'll be fine. I always worry about it. I've only shipped maybe 2 things ever internationally, at least like that. Speaking of which, Steel Angel John, at the same time, I've got to send him his box from a year ago, from the point challenge. I've got his stuff. It took me a while to get his stuff that he won for that, but I do have that, so I'll send that along the way as well. But yeah, no, there is a whole separate project that I can't really talk about for this thing before it gets shipped, and that's what's going to end up taking up time. And it's like that was one of those things where, you know, if you're having to wait on other people to do things and they're not necessarily on your same schedule or in your same time zone or in your same country, so that hopefully it'll get finished quick enough, because I'm excited to see that, and there'll be a whole reveal video for that as well before the thing actually gets sent off. But this thing ended up being so much more work than I ever anticipated, because originally I thought I was just going to do a quick repaint. I didn't know what I was going to do exactly. Even then, I was just going to repaint it to some degree. And then I had the idea, like, you know what? I want to do a real custom build. And I was thinking at the time, like, I like Transformers. Let's go look up something for Nemesis Prime. And I found the 3A Nemesis Prime figure. And it is gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. Like, so you paint the MG Deep Striker? Nope. If I had that kit, I definitely wouldn't paint it. That's a budget breaker right there. That thing's too big. Like, there's a reason I don't really paint MGs, and just because they take a lot of time, energy, and money, and I only have so much of those things. The biggest thing I've got that that I will be painting down the line is the Kshatriya. And, you know, that's a very big HG. So that's going to be one of the biggest things I ever really paint. But I'm going to really learn to airbrush before I get to that. So that's one of those things that I'm never building, because I have the idea of what I want to do, and I do not want to attempt it before I know I'm ready. So that's going to be one of the things. Speaking of MGs, I don't have anything lined up for Master Grade Monday tomorrow. I have not had a chance to really sit down and build anything, but tomorrow, since, well, we've got all the cleaning and laundry and stuff done, I'm going to film the unboxings for the Patreon picks. So there's some cool kits that they picked for the most part. And then I'll go from there, and those will be the next things I build, along with the with the Thunderbolt ball that Joey sent me. So I'm going to start working on that. I did get my paints in for that, so that ought to be interesting. Because, the instructions were to paint it to look like it's supposed to. Because that kit is very not, you know. But I'm excited about that. One, because, guys know I like the ball. Two, it's a little bit of a challenge because it does have different layers of paint and colors and stuff like that, which I need to look up one of the things for that because I forgot what the bezel is supposed to be. It's either orange or I don't know. That might be one of those things that I might not have the exact paint for. Joey's not gonna. He doesn't want it to be 100%, just incredibly close. So that'll be a thing. But I'm looking forward to that one, though. I hope the weather cooperates. The biggest problem right now, it is like stupid hot and humid, and it's either 100 degrees outside or we potentially have a hurricane on our doorstep. So I was lucky to get the local type done when I did, because I got most of the painting done well over a month ago. And then it was just like, okay, how am I going to do these windshields? Because they were literally the last parts I did not have done. And I was like, okay, I've got to find some clear paint. Couldn't find clear paint anywhere, at least not what I was looking for. And I have Tamiya Clear in the jar, but that stuff is like syrup. And I've tried using it on other things before, and it was terrible. And I guess it's meant to be thinned and airbrushed and stuff like that, not within my abilities. So I ended up getting Tamiya Clear Spray, which is how I ended up doing the windshield, and it came out perfect. So those were literally the last two parts I was waiting on. Thoughts on, I don't know what that is. H arms. Oh, the heavy arms thing. I don't care about it. I don't care about any of those custom wing kits. I'm not gonna spend my time and money on them, if I'm honest. I've built enough wing MGs in my life. I have 2 whole shelves of wing MG Gundams. What up, Eric, sir? I see you. We need to hang out soon. Spasmo with all the 7s. What's up? Am I gonna get the HG Penelope? I'm really thinking about it. It's a very interesting design, and I've always sort of liked what's going on there. So I'm probably gonna get it. I've got no real attachment to it, so I want to see Hathaway's Flash, which hopefully does, tie in with the release of the thing, but I'm not sure that it does. No, I'm probably gonna get it. It's gonna be a big beefy HG Gundam thing, so it'll be pretty cool. So yeah, no, that one will come up in the future. I was buying some kits the other day, and I say I was because I changed my mind, which is good because it turned out I've got some builds that I missed. So I saved some money by not buying the 3 or 4 kits I was looking at, some of which are P Bandai. So I'm glad I didn't spend that money the other day. But I have an idea of certain kits that I still need to get, plus a certain event that I need to finish planning out and begin the work for. Blink blink. Speaking of which, it's August now, which means I've got 17 days till the 3-year anniversary, and I've got nothing planned at all. To be totally honest, I don't think I'm going to do a giveaway or anything like that. Last year's giveaway, well, frankly, didn't really go anywhere. I still have most of the prizes from that giveaway, so I'm not actually going to end up doing anything this go around. I was going to do something for the 5,000 subscribers. I don't know that I will, to be honest, because I'm planning on the next contest, and I can't afford to do both, So it is what it is. I still feel like the camera is too high. It's like, I feel like my chin has always been at the bottom here. Thoughts on the new re-rise build divers? I do not care about it in the least. If I'm honest, I'm not trying to be mean. Build divers was okay. You guys should know I watched the series and I built an enormous amount of the kits, which I kind of still think is what tanked my channel last year. People were so tired of the kits and everything that just, maybe that's one reason why they stopped watching. I still got some of the kits, I think, unbuilt over here. I ended up selling some of the kits that weren't even built. How about that? I don't really care about it. I might watch it. I'm still confused as to why they're doing an entirely different Gundam channel for it. I don't know what happened with Gundam Info on that, or maybe they're separating it to, okay, you can watch your stuff here. This will be about other things. Maybe that's what they're going to go for, or maybe it's just Sunrise sort of pulling a little bit of weight off to the side. I've seen all the designs for the kits they've revealed so far. I don't think any of them are that cool, to be honest. The Xeon Gundam is so dumb. It is such a dumb design for like a high new crossover with the Astray weapon arm, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, tactical arms with the Xeon emblem. That's so dumb. It is so dumb. I was like, I cannot stand that. Now for the I don't know the names for everything because some of the names are really odd. The one, I don't know if it's supposed to be the new hero suit or what, but the one that has the core Gundam, and then it has these swappable bodies, almost like a silhouette from Seed. It's an interesting idea. I'm just not keen on buying multiple kits to do that. So odds are I'm probably not going to get any of the kits for this thing. And the one with the extendy arm is so dumb. I have no interest in that. That thing just screams, "Hey, I'm the antagonist." Oh, the Gundam Info channel is banned in Japan? That makes no sense. How did that happen? It's like their thing. So Gundam Info was literally the official thing for Gundam. That's really strange. I don't know how that happened. Either way, no, I'm not super interested in it. I wanted to see more Build Fighters, and they're sticking with divers. And I like that there's a few more original designs, kind of. There's nothing that's just straight ripoffs or like super easy kit bashes, kind of. And that's okay. You know, did I see that there was a new Kapool, like a new Momo Kapool type design in there? Maybe that was something unrelated, but I could have sworn I saw something like that. Excuse me. And I find it interesting. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like a direct sequel series or whatnot, but I don't know. I might give it a chance. I just, the last one kind of drug me down a bit in a way, and I hold it in a different regard. Even though I liked a good bit of the series, it did get dumb. Like reflecting on it, I was just like, okay, it was not as good as I thought it was. Whereas Build Fighters, I thought was good, and I could still rewatch. I've got no interest in rewatching Divers. If you don't look at the new Diver series, then I guess I will. New Momo Kapool was an opening of the mobile game. Oh, that's right. That's right. The only thing that sticks out, only a few of the recognizable characters are in it. Yeah. I'm just like, I don't know that I'm going to be interested. I know the game obviously is going to be tied into it somehow. I'm just not. It's just how it is. I want to see some new Gundam ideas, but not necessarily Gunpla ideas, which is all it is. They're just like, hey, we can sell more Gundam kits. It's this is more Transformers for Gundam than anything ever has been. Just the Diver series, the Fighter series, all this stuff like that. Whereas Fighters or Build Fighters had a different feel to it to some degree. And I guess part of that have to deal with the fact that we're using the actual Gunpla to fight. And there were real stakes involved, especially when they could turn on battle damage and stuff like that. And they had to fix the Gunpla on the fly. That added real stakes to all the fights, whereas in Build Divers, there were no stakes. There was nothing at all. Nothing happened to your Gunpla if you did it. And it's just like, you almost didn't even have to. It's like, can I just design one and then feed it in and not actually have to build the real thing? And I get that previously it was a thing, but it made no sense at that point in time to build a physical Gunpla that was just going to be scanned and then put in. So it's just like, it was dumb. I would rather see more stuff on Build Divers. Build Fighters. in that universe. And I definitely don't want them to cross over. I don't believe that there's a reason. They're not the same universe. They're just similar. Kind of in the same way I don't want to see anything from... I don't want to see any future projects from Double O either. It's like, I don't need to see anything from that. What I got, I'm happy with, and leave it at that. IBO needs a Calamity War story. And that other mobile app thing that they had that was just stupid. Either way. But no, there's other kits, there's other stuff like that I'm interested in rather than this new Divers series. Such as Hathaway's Flash. I'm interested in that. We're getting more kits from Narrative, it seems like. Which I still need to get more kits from Narrative. I only have one. Yeah, I've only got the one. I've only got the Narrative Gundam, and I haven't even built it yet. So I've got the A packs. I still want the C packs. I don't need to get the B packs. I do want Sanaju Stein Narrative version. Both MG, and I might get the HG just to go with the HG. And then the Silver Bullet was one of the things that I was going to buy the other day, and I just didn't yet. I will be getting the Silver Bullet because I think it's awesome. And then the Gustav Karl just looks awesome. I don't need the P Bandai other version. I just want the regular one. I like them big bulky kits. That's just what it turns out. So I don't know. There's stuff from Narrative I want to get. I still want to see Narrative. I still have not. Did the Blu-ray release yet? Because I might be able to, if the Blu-ray is out at least somewhere in the world, I got a buddy who can get that for me. But I still want to see Narrative. I'm very interested in that. And then whatever we have coming in the future. I wanted to point something out. I've yet to say this, but it keeps coming up. Okay, so you see the Gundam 40th logo on everything this year because it's the 40th anniversary. Has anyone else pointed out that the Zero is a Mobius strip? So they are sort of playing with timelines and stuff like that. So it is a Mobius strip. If anybody watched In-Game, you should know what I'm talking about. But either way. Let's go see here. What else we got? What's going on with you guys? What are y'all interested in getting? We talk about me a lot. What are you guys interested in getting that's coming out sometime soon? What are your thoughts on things? Talk to me. Talk to me, people. Especially if you're new and you're watching, speak up because I can't tell who all's watching. Oh, by the way, for anybody who's not watching the second channel, go subscribe to the second channel. I'm doing all kinds of fun stuff over there. This guy's review is going to be coming up later in the week, so if you guys haven't seen big old Jetfire here, I did do an out-of-the-box reaction for my first time actually getting to play with him and flip him around, transform him and stuff like that. So I will be doing a real review of him some point this week, probably tomorrow. I'm going to go back in time building. I'm going back in time building some Code Geass kits. Cool. Go with the MG Snare. Well, yeah. It's a deal breaker. Gonna get the MG new Gundam. Yeah. Well, make sure you get the Verka, not just the old school one. Sean. Sorry, I'm just playing with his feet here. He's got some cool feet. The Verka isn't bad by any means. I'm just there's parts of it that bother me, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just there's certain Katokiness to it that bothers me. It looks nice, but it doesn't function nice. But no, I think you should get that. I mean, the Hainu is a perfectly fine giant shelf thing because it's got all of the extra bits, but mostly the same Gundam. So that's up to you. I know you said you already had the Hainu, but get the new. I think the core Gundam with its parts is kind of cool. I think it's an interesting idea because it is sort of ripping off the Impulse, except for the fact that there's actually a Gundam at the core of it. But I mean, it's an interesting idea. I have to see it in action to know if I'm going to care. I'm not going to buy these kits or get interested in these kits without knowing anything about them. That's the thing. It's like I gotta have some connection to them. I gotta see what they do. Gotta see if their character is worth a damn. Stuff like that. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm gonna pre-order all the kits and then build them, and then you really don't like the series. So it's like, what was the point? Thanks for the heads up. Yep. It's tight if you're careful with it. What are you talking about, Carl? Or do I even want to know? Oh, the Sinanji Stein. Well, like I said, I'm going to get the MG because I always wanted the regular Sinanji Stein Verka. I always loved that kit. So to get another version of that, I can live with that. Because Sinanji is one of my favorite mobile suits ever. So there's that. But I want the HG version to go with the HG narrative Gundam because who knows if they're going to give us an MG narrative. Oops, hello. Accidentally clicking things with Jetfire's hand there. You're Gundam Verka. Yep, I'm picking up the FSS 100 Knight of Gold 3100. Excuse me. Is that 5-star stories? FSS? I don't actually know offhand what that is. I got the Ground Gundam SD Cross Silhouette. That's cool. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff the other day in your unboxing. In the kitchen video. Why does everyone have to steal my ideas? Everyone, even my own friends, steal my ideas. I've seen some of those 5-star story kits. They look cool. I'm not going to buy them, if I'm honest. They're cool looking, by all means. HG Death Army looks like building for Devil Gundam Revive HG. Probably. Well, didn't they already, or did somebody speculate we were going to get an entire new G Gundam Revive line? I mean, obviously, I don't care. I'm not going to buy any of them. If you guys don't know, I despise G Gundam. I cannot watch it. I didn't ever get into it. I tried. I gave it a fair shake, and I could not watch it. So I have no interest in it. I don't like the designs of any of the things. Actually, I take that back. The Devil Gundam, or Dark Gundam, is like the only thing I think is kind of cool, and halfway through it, it actually looks stupid. So it just depends. So I don't dig it. I don't need that. And because I don't troop build anything except like I don't purposely troop build, and I think that's one thing they've done a lot in the last year with the Leos and then the Magnat Corps and now the Death Army. They're just trying to get people to troop build more than they ever did. I think other than Grazes and technically GNXs, I haven't really troop built. And that wasn't building to build a troop. That's just I like that kit and I like that mobile suit. So that's why I do all those things. But I'm still looking for certain kits to come back out. Actually, I need to get a hold of this guy in Japan that I know who has a kit for me, and I have sort of let that fall to the wayside. He is holding on to a kit for me that he bought like months ago. I need to get him to send that to me. Maybe that'll be this week. I've been waiting on that kit for a while. I need to just go ahead and do that, get it out of the way. But yeah, they're definitely like cranking out like way more stuff. And then I was sort of not really arguing, but a guy I was talking about earlier, he's like, "Man, I really hope they make Death Scythe and Sandrock in this new Gundam Wing HG line." I'm like, dude, you don't have to hope. They're going to do it. I was like, if you're doubting that they're only going to give us one Gundam so far in the Revive line, along with the other, troop building, I was like, dude, what? It's like one Sandrock that's a brand new Sandrock. We've already gotten basically a Revive HG version with Ultron, so we're definitely going to be getting an Ultron. And then all the other things are it's just a matter of time. Just because they haven't revealed it, you don't have hope. It's like, why would they do that? They're like, oh, we're only going to do one Gundam in this Revive line because we know no one likes Wing. Idiots. Gundam Mark V, that would be cool. They have not given us the Gundam Mark V ever that I know. In any kind of kit. And for those who don't know, the Mark V is basically very similar to a Psycho Gundam. The Gundam Mark line followed the same developmental path as the Psycho Gundam line. So they're both playing with Psycho Mew and advancing technologies where the Gundam Mark V basically was essentially a Psycho Gundam. And not the same. I'm not saying it's the same thing. I'm just saying that they followed a very similar evolutionary path to get to what happened with the Psycho Gundam stuff. So, yeah, I would like that. And doing my what is a Gundam research, that one came up, and I was like, that's crazy. So need more of that. I did see that they were re-releasing the Psycho Gundam HG, and I really kind of want to get that. I know it's super old, and it's basically like a big hollow thing, but it's Psycho Gundam. That's pretty awesome. So I might get that, but I have like a ton of stuff I gotta buy in the next few months that isn't even Gundam and is all very expensive. You know, there's a certain incredibly large transformer that has less than a month to get funded or backed, I should say. And I really want to watch the numbers, and if it starts getting closer to reality of it getting backed, then I probably actually will jump in on that, because that seems like a very once in a lifetime style deal. Oh, Sean, I was considering sending you something to paint. It might test your skills though, because I know you are pretty good at disassembling things for paint. So we might need to talk about that another day. Which, by the way, guys, go check out Sean Diesel's Body Shop on YouTube, Facebook, because Sean paints Gundam kits, Transformers, all the things. If it's like a robot and you want it repainted, he does some incredible work. The man paints cars for a living and translated that skill into painting smaller cars, basically. So go follow him on the Facebooks, and that's Sean Diesel with one word, and then Body, Botty shop. So go check him out, because we're probably going to be doing some kind of collaboration in the future. See, I spelled it. We'll probably be doing some kind of collaboration in the future, because I've seen his work, and he just painted the IDW Prime for Bobby's Skullface, which looked really, really awesome. And he just did a custom version of the Attack Prime for Matthew Deluxe Baldwin, which personally I was not a fan of that paint job. Not that it's a bad paint job. It's just the look, the Pimp My Ride version. But yeah. We'll figure out something in the future there, Sean, because it'd be a lot of fun. Even if it's something I build and you paint, that might be pretty cool. Down the line. Plus, I'm gonna start airbrushing very soon. I just got some equipment back that will help me start that. And given the way the weather's been lately, I'm thinking about building my own paint booth that I can set up in the living room and vent out the door so that I can actually work inside instead of outside. And I know airbrushing gives a heck of a lot more control than spray cans, but I want to be able to build it so that I can use a spray can indoors and not have to work too hard on that one. So that might be coming up sometime soon. I think I'll go for about 10 more minutes, guys. So if you got any more questions or any other stuff you want to talk about, by all means. Yeah, spray booth. I know. Yeah, I know. It's just airbrushing, it requires like so much stuff, whereas picking up a can is so much easier. So I mean, I go with what I know, and I'm pretty decent at spraying stuff with a can. So there's that. And I'm sitting here playing with this. Hey, has anybody contracted you to paint a Jetfire yet? I mean, I'm not going to. I like the unpainted Jetfire. Although the as I'll discuss in the review, the non-existent weathering on him. They did not weather this boy, or at least they tried to, and then didn't follow through. It's really kind of funny. It's almost like it looks like they put down a base coat and then forgot to actually do the weathering coat. It's kind of funny, but I'll show it off in the actual review. I love this thing. It is cool. Like, this is really, really cool. And it's going to be the coolest Transformer I buy until the big boy comes out this month. You're doing 3 Fans Toys Jetfires. Okay. paint them up to the way Fans Toys did on their version, the second release. Yeah, I know you're a busy man. The Realm, I'm sure the Realm keeps you very busy. Okay, this shoulder is being wonky. There it goes. Yeah, now it's kind of a toss-up because like the Fans Toys one is not bad, but a lot of people had some issues with it, especially the paint. But this one comes basically not painted. Why am I having issues here? It doesn't want to peg together all the way. And this one also has a buttload of panel lines, and I know that some of my friends are actually panel lining their siege figures, and given that I know what kind of plastic it is, I don't want to panel line them. A good wash probably wouldn't go amiss. A good acrylic wash with a whole lot of water, but then he might actually get dulled down too much. Pimp My Ride edition, I'll totally hate it. Yep. Hey, it just depends. You know, if it looks, I've seen, you know, you can do a Pimp My Ride version that might still look good. Otherwise, not so much. I just kind of realized that that one Prime you did looks a whole lot like the Takara version from Fall of Cybertron. Very nice red metallic, nice red or metallic blue on the legs. Very similar. Interesting. But yeah, he does some good paint jobs. But yeah, the thing I want you to paint is actually going to be pretty small. I just whistled. So that might be the challenge for you, painting small stuff, like this big, and it transforms. So that will be an interesting challenge for you. It's like, I know you paint big things well. Let's see how small you can paint. I do have, speaking of things I will be painting coming up soon, I do have the Flame Toys Bumblebee. He's sitting right over here on the floor. I'll be unboxing that this week. I don't think it'll come out this week, but I'll be unboxing it this week. I want to get Patreon picks out of the way, and then Joey's build. But I got my paints for Bumblebee, which I'm very happy with the colors I got. So that should be a pretty simple build, and hopefully a very quick paint job. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. Just wanted to paint on the yellow. And he's a very weird yellow. He's not even like, because you look at like MP Bumblebee, he's got kind of an orangey color to him, but he's not like super orange. Whereas this kit, the plastic is super orange. So I had to buy some paint that will hopefully tone that down just a little. But I'm really looking forward to it. I like that Bumblebee design. I think it'll be really good. Though I might modify it ever so slightly. I need to see how it's built. There's certain parts of it that drive me nuts design-wise, so I might change it up just a little. Just do a slight custom. Which, by the way, guys, if you saw my Ultra Magnus custom and you like that, go hit up Flame Toys on their social media and be like, look, y'all need to make this, or y'all need to represent, because like he made this cool thing. Like, I have posted my stuff on all, tagged them in all their social medias. I posted stuff on their Facebook, and they don't pay attention. So maybe if more people like it and shout it out, stuff like that, it'll be a different story. So, you know, if you like my stuff, by all means, flaunt it. It would be really cool to like get picked up by like Gundam Kits Collection or one of those aggregate websites. Once I get the pictures and stuff, I still need to sit down and do a full-on photo shoot with this guy. I just got the pictures I did for the thumbnails, stuff like that, and I like that thumbnail came out better than I wanted it to, especially with the filter I threw on it with the purple and stuff. It just looked awesome. But this guy does carry his axe well, especially now that I glued the back of the hand on. I talked about it in the review. I have glued the backs of the hands on to the regular holding hands, because he's only going to be holding either the short handled axe or the long handled axe. Which actually, if Reese is so inclined, he could literally leave them in the hands, leave the handles just like so. The right hand is for the short handle, the left hand is for the long handle, because it is super tight. Like like I tried to. He's got the axe, so that this hand is glued together now. So he's holding that. That is a super tight grip on that now. So that's a thing. But hey, it's better that he can hold it than not, right? And then the gun. I still love that gun. If I ever decide to replicate this guy, it's gonna be hard. Except now I know what to go through, and it should go a lot faster. But yeah, it was a labor of love building that thing, and it does suck that I end up giving it away. But hey, a promise is a promise. He gets to have a one of a kind kit, at least for now, because I might rebuild him in the future. Um, and now that my scratch building game has gotten a lot better, I could probably do some things that I couldn't do with this one because it was already done. I wasn't going to redo parts. But finding that truck that I use for the wheels and the fuel tanks, that might be difficult because I don't even remember what it was. I think I've got pictures of it, but I'm going to try to upload all the pictures maybe tomorrow, and I'll have a whole thing on the Facebook. So you guys, if you're not following me on the Facebook, obviously it's right there, right below my face. That's the Facebook. Also, everything is always in the description down below. But I've only got a couple more minutes, so I want to do the spiel like usual. Guys, if you want to help support the channel, you can totally buy some SHOKY shirts. Links are in the description down below. Go over to the Teespring store. You can buy virtually any of the shirts. I think, I need to double check. I think the contest merch, I know I closed down the stores for the contests themselves, but I might be able to put them back up in the main SHOKY store. So if you're interested in anything that came from either Balls for Balls or Lupus for Lupus, those are still available, but the stores are closed. So if you want those things, I can put them back up. I do need to still make the start the movie Shut Up Steve. I need to make that shirt. I kind of let that one fall to the wayside. Hopefully I can get some artwork done. Maybe I can convince either Steve or somebody else to maybe do some cool artwork of the local type, and we can throw that on a shirt, or even some prints. If you guys would like some prints for that, we could probably make that happen. I do know, I think that thumbnail picture, I like that so much, I might actually turn that into a print and put it up on my wall, because I've got to have some stuff to remember it by, other than the literal scars. Because I cut myself really good one day, slicing one of the parts to fit. So that was interesting. And then had some minor unfortunate accidents with the Dremel tool shaping things. So it's like, it happens. Be careful with your cutting and grinding implements, guys. You can do some damage if you're not careful. And be very careful with those little cutoff wheels. You want to go slow with those, because little Dremel cutoff wheels like to just go and then send chunks flying across the world, and they have enough force they can do some damage to you. So be careful with your Dremel stuff, if for some reason you don't know that already. But I'm still playing with my Jetfire. I love this thing. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. It's been fun hanging out. Thanks for everybody who came to watch and ask questions. If you still have questions, whether it's about the local type or new Gundam series or stuff like that, and I didn't answer it already, throw it in the comments and I'll catch it later. I'm pretty good about answering comments when I can, as long as you guys are up for discussions on opinions and stuff like that, instead of just screaming at me that I'm a moron for having different thoughts. But of course, like, subscribe, do all the things, guys. Go check out the secondary channel if you're interested in all the fun bots and out of the box reviews, and this guy, which I haven't reviewed but I've had for months now. I'm going to be doing everything basically non-model building related over there. So if you want to see those things, come check it out. I've already gained like 10 subscribers over there in the last 2 weeks. So I'll see you guys later. Remember, as always, to keep on nerding and to keep on building. And let's keep building this community together, because we're headed towards 5,000, which is kind of cool. And it's seemingly the views might be coming back out of nowhere. But bye, guys.